All right, I'm glad to welcome you to Football Mania. Well, this is where we are going to talk about football in general, not just specifically about Chelsea, but about football in general. So that's what this channel is all about. Now, you know what to do. Like the video, put on notification, subscribe, share when you can, and all that, just to help the channel to grow. Wow, well, we are starting today. We are going to talk about transfer markets, and we have a lot of players to discuss, players going to Chelsea and players moving out of Chelsea. Well, we begin with Miralem Pjanic. Well, according to latest reports in Spain this morning, Mundo Deportivo are reporting that Chelsea have actually tabled a proposal for the Bosnia international, who is currently languishing on the bench at Barcelona. Well, they're saying that Chelsea want to try and bring him to Stamford Bridge. We do not know why, but Chelsea currently are looking for a creative spark in the middle of the park. And I think Pjanic is one of those players, who is very, very good, in picking the right pass at the right moment. But we are talking about a 31-year-old. Well, what I do not know is if he still has what it takes, to play at the highest level, especially in the Premier League, which is very, very intense. Well, he's 31, but his game has never been about intensity. His game has been about calmness, controlling the tempo of the game, picking the right passes. But if we are talking about picking the right passes, he's not a bad buy. But all the same, we don't know whether if that's true or not, because Mundo Deportivo is not that much of a reliable source at the moment. But all the same, we will keep an eye on that and then see how that one develops. Now we're moving on to another player who is about leaving Stamford Bridge, whose contract is going to expire after the Champions League. We're talking about Olivier Giroud. Now, Olivier Giroud has been a subject of a lot of transfer speculations here and there. Well, West Ham interested. Now we are hearing that AC Milan are interested. We've already heard that Juventus are interested. So we know that Olivier Giroud is a wanted man, but where is he going? Well, according to a latest report, AC Milan are the latest team to join the fray, and they are seriously interested in taking Olivier Giroud to Italy. Well, we also understand that West Ham United are also very much in the frame, and they want to take Olivier Giroud. Well, talking about West Ham United, well, their manager David Moyes said a couple of weeks ago that they do not have the money to pay the transfer fee for Tammy Abraham. Well, Chelsea are quoting £40 million for Tammy Abraham, and West Ham, David Moyes feels that West Ham don't have that kind of money. We're talking about that taking Olivier Giroud on a free transfer is, a way to go. He has Premier League experience. He's a lateral striker. He can hold the line. He's a huge guy, and the way West Ham play from the wings, crossing ball, a lot of balls from fullbacks, he's going to enjoy playing for that particular team. So it makes a lot of sense, to see Giroud's name being thrown into the fray. And for family reasons, he decided to remain in London when he moved from Arsenal to Chelsea. So he's going to do the same again, moving from Chelsea to West Ham. So it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. So I think if everything goes well, we are likely to see Olivier Giroud playing for West Ham rather than Tammy Abraham playing for West Ham. And it suits everybody, both Giroud, West Ham, and Giroud's family. With Giroud and Tammy Abraham likely to leave Chelsea at the end of the season, it means that Chelsea are likely themselves to bring in another striker or two into the club. While talking about strikers, we have been linked with Lukaku, Harry Kane, and Haaland. Well, these guys are big names, but the difference is they are going to cost a lot of money. None of them is going to cost less than £100 million. And the economic climate around European clubs at the moment, that's a huge amount of money to spend in a transfer window. But if any club can spend that, Chelsea can. And Roman Abramovich, is likely to splash the cash, considering the fact that Chelsea, really need a striker at the club. So, but now we're talking about Lukaku being the likeliest option because Antonio Conte is reportedly leaving Inter Milan. In fact, latest news this morning, according to Gazzetta, suggests that Antonio Conte is likely to leave Inter Milan in the next 48 hours. Well, after meeting with Inter Milan board and owners, where that decision is likely to happen. But we have had this before. It happened before the start of the season last summer, and they resolved their differences, and he continues. So anything can still happen. If Antonio Conte leaves Inter Milan, it's likely Lukaku will leave Inter Milan. We do not know that. But what we do know is Chelsea are actually interested in Lukaku, and according to some reports, Chelsea have already established a link with his agents and are trying to water the ground and then see if anything can develop before talking about making the actual move. But we can only speculate at this point. We don't know what's going to happen. Even if Antonio Conte leaves, Inter Milan can still decide to keep Lukaku. But Inter Milan, one of the reasons why Antonio Conte wants to leave Inter Milan is because the club are threatening, to reduce his transfer budget and also sell some players and then cut down players' wages. A lot of things, concerning around the club concerns the financial aspect of the club, which is not in perfect health, let me put it that way. So because of that, Antonio Conte is feeling like maybe he will not be able to, move the team to another level, if all these things are being applied. Already knowing that Lukaku is one of the players that can fetch Inter Milan a lot of money alongside Lautaro, but Lautaro has completely ruled himself out of any transfer. Barcelona was interested in him last season, but this season he's saying, I'm not moving anywhere and I'm going to remain at Inter Milan. But Lukaku has not been able to make that kind of statement. But all the same, we know that he loves Inter Milan so much, and he also loves Chelsea so much, and he will love to come down to play for Chelsea once again after failing to make a mark earlier in his career at Stamford Bridge. All right, you can tell me what you think about all these transfer speculations here and there concerning Chelsea Football Club. Please do not forget to hit the like button, hit the notification button, and subscribe if you haven't.